to my children. If one is legitimate to one's children, one has arrived. Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope you had a wonderfully blessed holiday. I know, you know, it's so funny. Hold on, I'm getting ready. You know, y'all know how I do, right? I was what's so cool about my kids giving me the chef's coat is I wanted to get one, and I have been looking on Amazon and picking some out and stuff like that. But if I'm honest, the reason I wanted to get a chef's coat is because my Team Calabama t-shirts, I've gotten a little bit, okay, oh, I've gained weight, right? So anyway, I wanted the coat to cover some of my goodness. And I opened up on Christmas morning, and what did my kids, I have the best kids in the world. I know you think yours are, and they are for you because Father God gave us all the right kids. But mine are the best in the world. So anyway, I just had to share that with you guys. Facebook, we're here live. YouTube, we're here live. And again, Merry Christmas. I hope everyone had a wonderful season. So first thing first, I want you to share this video. Share it with somebody. Go down there, hit that little button, hit share. It's free. The button is free. You're already on YouTube. You're already on Facebook. They're not going to charge you extra. So just go ahead and hit the button as many times as you want. Hit the button. It's free. And number 2, shout out those cities and states. Let me know where you are. Team Calabama, check in. Let's do a roll call, Team Calabama. Let's see who's in the house. So you guys, I've got all my devices up here. I see you all are with me, and we're going to get right into cooking. I know people watch this all over the world. I have a really loyal follower who is in New Zealand, and I think it's like really nice weather there. I have friends in South Africa, and it's summer there. But here in the U.S. of A., it is winter, and here in the mid-Atlantic coast, especially where we're located, it is bitter cold. I think the high today was like 20-something degrees. It's freezing. So if it's freezing, that says to me one word, soup. So we're going to make some corn chowder. There is a video out of corn chowder that's a shorter video, one where I'm just more, kind of showing you what happens. But I wanted to do a live tonight because the season is here for soups. And I actually like making live videos better than I do making the ones that I put together and put out because I like interacting with you guys. So it's freezing. So what we're going to do, my corn chowder, y'all know everything I cook has a whole bunch of meat and other things in it because that's just the way I cook. I cook comfort food. And for me to be comfortable, I need meat. So we're going to start off with some bacon. Now I've cooked up 2 pounds of bacon here, okay? I've fried it up and crumbled it and everything because this is going to go a long way. I'm not going to put all of it in there. I'm going to put a good amount of it in there to get some flavor, but then I'm going to save some for the top for the garnish. So I saved my bacon grease. Always save your bacon grease. This is like the best. This is better than anything else. You can do anything but fried chicken in this. Okay, we're going to put a little bacon grease in here. I hope you can see this pot. I have one of my deep pots up. I hope that works out. I'm going to put that bacon grease in there, and I'm going to put some of this bacon in there, okay? And I'm just going to put enough to get it going, okay? And I'm going to reserve some. This is 2 pounds, so I'm going to put most of it in, okay? See there? Now, this oil is going to heat up. It's going to get going. I'm going to get the heat going a little quickly, okay? The recipe will be posted this weekend. See how I cooked it extra crispy so I can crunch it up like that? Okay? And if you need more bacon grease, just add to it because we're ultimately going to make a roux out of this, right? You guys know how we roll over here. I'm going to put a little more bacon grease in there, and as soon as this starts to sizzle a little bit, or maybe even before, I'm going to go ahead and add my onions. These are yellow onions. Yellow onions are my favorite for this particular dish because I just like the sweet flavor of yellow onions, so I highly recommend them. This is 2 yellow onions cut up. Okay, my soups are thick and meaty, okay? When I make a soup, it's not going to be a thin little light soup. I don't do that. I don't do that. That don't make sense to me. I'm hungry. You understand what I'm saying? I'm hungry. And when I go to eat, I want to eat some food. Now, to this, you see how that's sizzling? You see that? Now, I'm also going to add in here some jalapenos. These are jalapenos. As you can see, there are some seeds still in there. Now, jalapenos are not hot by themselves. The seeds make them hot. The reason I'm leaving some of the seeds in there is I do want a little kick to this soup, but I'm not going to make it spicy. So this is just a few jalapeno seeds. So this is 2 jalapenos cut up and their seeds. Okay, and then I'm going to show you guys, where's my other little pepper friend? Did he run away from home? I love my camera crew. You guys know my husband and my son keep me going. This is a poblano pepper, and I took the seeds out of this one so it wouldn't be hot. The flavor of a poblano pepper is absolutely beautiful in this soup. So I do both. You can do either or neither, but I think you'll be very happy if you did at least one of these peppers, okay? Now you see how I'm cooking all this together? Doesn't that look good? You can smell it, can't you? I know you can. I'm going to add a little more bacon grease to this because I'm going to put some flour in here as soon as these vegetables get translucent. Once we can see through them and they get nice and clear, we're going to add the flour to this. Oh man, that looks so good. Now the other thing that's going to go in this soup while that's cooking up, I'm going to talk to you about is potatoes. I like to use potatoes in my corn chowder, and the reason I put potatoes in my corn chowder is because it really makes it filling. Like I said, my soup is dinner. When you eat chowder or soup over here, you're not going to be like, oh, it was just a little bit, you know. No, this is a hearty, filling soup because I like to be full. And because I have not done any healthy recipes per se yet, some of them are, you know, accidentally healthy, but I'm going to actually probably this weekend, well, no, this weekend is New Year's. I'm going to make gumbo this weekend. And yes, I will record it. But I'm going to do a vegetable soup really soon and share with you guys that's a healthy soup that you can have that tastes just as good, you know, because when I was nursing my littlest guy, he had an allergy to cow's milk protein, so I couldn't have any creams. So I actually learned how to make a lot of these soups without cream in them. So, but I don't have that issue anymore, so cream, come on. Anyway, see how this is looking up in here? Come on, take a look, guys. See that? See how those are getting translucent and you can start to see through these onions? This is how you want them. We don't want them to stay raw. We want you to be able to see through them. Okay, so now we're going to get ready to add our flour. I've got some all-purpose flour here. And with this all-purpose flour, I'm going to basically start making something of a roux, okay? I'm going to take about a cup of this or more. I like it thick. Okay, so I'm going to start with a cup. And I'm going to just put that in there like that. And you see how I mix it around? See that? I'm coating my vegetables with this flour. And I'm doing that so it won't be lumpy in the soup. You really want to do your best to add as much flour as you need at this stage, because if you have to go back later and put it in, you need to do it by dissolving it into a little bit of water so it doesn't clump up in your soup. Okay, see that? You see there? And if you need a little moisture before you add in your broth, just get that bacon grease and just put a little drop of that in there, because this is just a flour and oil roux. And if you're thinking to yourself, I don't want to use so much oil, that's all roux is oil. You can use butter. Let me see, are there any questions? We're making, what's he telling me? We're making corn chowder, guys. My husband is helping me out here. So now that we've got, see how that flour is all mixed in there? Now I'm going to add my chicken broth, okay? This is chicken broth. I've got about 6 cups or so here, and you're going to add it all. Uh-oh, don't make a mess like I just did. I don't know if you saw that or not, but I just made a little bit of a mess. Now this pot looks like it's not overly full. Don't worry about that, because 2 things can happen. Number 1, you can add more chicken broth to it if you need, okay? And number 2, we're also going to add some cream before this recipe is over, okay? So I started off with 6 cups of broth, but I will add more if I need to, okay? I'm going to check in real quick and see if there's any questions or comments. Hello, everyone. Thank you for being with me. Yes, I am making corn chowder tonight, just making sure that everybody knows where we are. All right. And if you guys have tried anything that we've made so far over the Christmas season, be sure to let us know. I know Angela tried some of those appetizers and said they came out good, so I'm glad to hear that. All right, so you see this, guys? See how this is cooking up here? We're going to let this come to a boil, okay? And once this comes to a boil, we're going to start adding in our potatoes because we want the potatoes to cook as well. Now, I like potatoes in this. It makes it really hearty. This turns it into a meal. This really, really turns it into a meal. And you can be very, very full. I can't wait to eat this because it's so cold. Is it cold where you guys are, or is it just cold here in D.C.? It is freezing. Somebody said next week one day is supposed to be, I think, 20 degrees, but with the wind chill it's supposed to be 11. What is 11 degrees? Oh, that looks good, doesn't it, guys? See that? Oh, I wish you could smell it. I wish you could smell it. Now, while that's coming to a boil, I'm going to put some more water in here because I have a feeling we're going to need some more broth. And so that's not a big deal for us in this. We're just going to add some water into our bowl here until we fill our pot up as full as we want it to be. That's also the reason why I have so much other stuff in here too. So much onions, and I've got 4 potatoes cut up. I'm using white russet potatoes today. Here, I'm going to show you. They're soaking in water. Okay, these are my potatoes. I cut them up, and I want you to notice that I cut them up about the same size. I cut them small because they're going to actually cook here in the pot. Okay, and so since I want them to cook evenly and I want them to cook relatively quickly, I wanted to cut them small. So cube your potatoes, and if you prep ahead of time like I did, what you'll do then is just soak them in some water so that they don't get discolored. See how this is all starting to come together? Oh, wow. I'm having to use a slotted spoon to get these potatoes out because I have them soaking in the water. Oh my goodness, you guys, this looks so good. I'm going to take a second here and stir. See that? See how thick that is? Look at that. See how thick our chowder is? Now I'm going to put a little water in here, and if you're thinking to yourself, oh, that's not any flavor, you're just using water, not broth, don't worry. I use better than bouillon. And you know I use way too much, and I keep spilling water. Okay, when I use better than bouillon, you can always go back in. I'll add some more chicken broth to this in a moment. We're just going to get these potatoes all in here. Oh, this looks so good. This looks so good. This weekend, we're going to be making gumbo for New Year's. That's our tradition here. And I have had a lot of requests for gumbo, so I will definitely record it. Definitely. Oh, this looks delicious. Now, you're going to let these potatoes cook in here for about 10 minutes or so until they start to get soft. It will not take that long, and it won't take that long because we've cut them up to a very nice size. Now, I'm using white russet potatoes tonight, but you can also use red potatoes. I love using red potatoes. All they had was a big bag at the store today, and I didn't want 5 pounds of red potatoes. I really didn't. Okay, so that's good. That's about all of our white potatoes in there. So now that that's in there, we're going to stir this up again. Look, see this? See how nice and thick this looks? Oh my goodness, you guys, it smells delicious. Okay, now what we're going to do is you'll generally let this sit in here for about, like I said, about 10 minutes and come to a boil and cook these potatoes. But because we're doing this live, we're kind of moving on the fast track, okay? Hello, I see you, YouTube. I see you, Letitia. Thank you for being with me. Okay, now what we're going to do is add our corn in. So I have here 6 cups of corn. I'm using frozen corn today, but you can use fresh corn. You can use whatever you want. My oldest son tells us, you can do whatever you want. So we're going to put this corn in here. Okay, now I let the corn sit out earlier so it started defrosting, but it doesn't matter. I like using yellow sweet corn. Again, you can use white corn. You can use whatever corn you want, but I like using the yellow. Okay, I'm going to put this in here. And this is, if you notice, all I added to this in terms of water, after I discovered that we probably needed a little bit more broth, I only added about another 2 cups. And look, you see how high this is coming up already? It's not hard to do this. Oh, doesn't that look good, you guys? And I know what you're thinking. You're saying, Lori, and I'm saying yes. And you're saying, Chef Lorious, and I'm saying yes. Where's the salt? Well, you saw all that bacon we put in there? That's the salt. Now what we're going to do is let this start to cook up. I'm going to add just a touch more water, but I'm going to warn you at this stage, don't add too much water or broth at this point because it seems thick to you, because we're going to add our cream to this soup. Okay, and here I've got about 2 cups of heavy cream. Y'all know I love heavy cream. You can use milk or you can use half and half, but you know I'm a heavy cream junkie. Now, when you're doing this real time, let it sit for a little bit, about 10 minutes, let it come to a nice boil. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and pour this cream in here, and that's what's going to start loosening it up. See, and that's all of a sudden the fact that it was seemingly too thick before is actually okay. Now I'm going to stir this. Oh, does that not look delicious, you guys? See how we're just going to let this all cook together. Look, you can see those big chunks of bacon in there. You see those peppers. You see the potatoes. Oh, that looks delicious. Now we're going to put some seasoning in. So I'm going to go in with some cilantro here. Okay? I like cilantro. Cilantro and corn are good friends. They get along really well. I'm going to put in a whole lot. That's the measurement, you guys. A whole lot. I put about a tablespoon in so far. It's 3 teaspoons. A little over a tablespoon of cilantro in there. And then y'all know how I am about my heat, right? Y'all know how I do. This is my cayenne. I gotta have my cayenne, but I'm only gonna put in about a half a teaspoon. Okay, we don't need a ton because this is not a hot dish, but you know you want it to have a little kick to it. Now, I'm gonna stir this up again. Look at this. Does that not look delicious, you guys? Oh my word. Ooh. You know, you can also add shrimp to this and make it kind of a seafood corn chowder. You can add crab meat to it. You can add chicken to it. You can use sausage instead of bacon if you'd like to. You really can make this your own. We're going to add a dash of salt in here. Just a little touch. Pinch of salt. Don't need a ton of salt because this has that bacon in there and the bacon grease. All of that is very salty. Okay? And doesn't that look beautiful? We're going to add some cheese. Now here I've got about 2 cups of some shredded cheddar cheese. You can use any cheese. I recommend cheddar because this is about the corn, not the cheese. Okay, so we're going to add this cheddar in there. I'm going to put about a cup of it in there. That's also going to thicken it up a little bit more. And it's going to also give it a nice yellow color. I'm using a cheese blend, a shredded cheese blend in there. And you're just going to let this come to a boil. And as it comes to a boil, you're going to find your potatoes are going to get done. We're going to give it more time to see what happened eventually. Right now, they're not done yet, but you want your potatoes to go through the skewer. So you see how this looks? This is what it is. And you just give it time and let it cook up and taste it. If you want it to be hotter, add a little more cayenne. If you'd like it to be saltier, you can add a little more salt, although there is a lot of salt in there. And all of a sudden, imagine this. Wait a minute. Wait just a minute. Boom! Here it is. Here is a pot of this delicious soup already done. Now I want you to see how lovely this is. See that? Now look at the, oh, you guys, when I opened that lid, you should have smelled that chowder. Oh, look at this. See? See how the skewer went straight through our potatoes? See that? That's all you need. See there? Now, what I wanted you to see with this soup is I want you to see that this is not as thick as the other one because I didn't add as much of the cheese in it. I wanted to be able to show you guys how you can thicken it up. If you need to thicken your soup up, say you say, oh, this is too thin for us. We want it more like this. Okay? What you can do is take a little bit of flour and mix it with some broth and pour it in, or you can add a little more cheese. And the cheese will help thicken it up. Someone asked the question, is this a complete meal or would you serve it with someone else? With something, not with someone, with something else. Can I be honest? When we eat this, it's a complete meal because it's so hearty and it's so full of everything you need. I like to serve it, maybe a piece of bread with it or something like that, but that's really all you need. So I'm gonna put this in a bowl. Oh yeah, see? See our big pot here? Now this one I made the type of thickness my family likes. This is how they like their soup. Really thick and hearty. I didn't get out my ladle before we went on, but here, I'll just show you how thick it is with the spoon here. Did you guys see the ladle over there? No, I don't see. Okay, here you go. See, look at this. This is how thick we like our soups. See that? Oh, my wonderful husband to the rescue. I love him. He's the best. See how thick that is? So the answer is really no, you don't have to serve this with anything else. But if you want to, you always can. But I'm telling you, you're going to be so full off of this soup until you won't know what happened to you. You're going to be like, oh, girl, what y'all have to eat? Honey, that soup, it did it to me. You can add a little more cheese in there. If you want it to be more yellow, just add some more cheese. The cheese makes it yellow. The creams make it white. Okay, I'm going to serve a bowl. And I'm going to taste it. Because I love corn chowder. And I'm telling you, if you are freezing cold like we are, okay, someone from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania says it's 10 degrees there. I understand your dilemma. This recipe is for you. Look at this, guys. See that? Oh, man, that looks good. And then the way I like to serve it, I'm still stirring. See my other one here. I got to keep stirring. I got to show it some love, too. I don't want this one to get mad and say, what about me? You know how my five-year-old say that, my little guy. What, not me, Mommy? Okay, I'd like to take a little bit of bacon, see here, and crush it up on the top. See that? Sorry, guys. Yes, and add the shrimp. Someone said they like adding the shrimp. Yes, see that? Ooh, look at that bacon right there. And then if you have any cheese left or get some more, you can put a little cheese on it. And if you want, you can even put a little sour cream on it, too. A little sour cream never hurt nobody, y'all. And we're going to taste this soup here. and prepare to be night. We're going to be hibernated in the house all night, eating this pot of warm soup. Let's taste this and see how it is. Oh boy. See? Oh. Mmm. Oh man. That's delicious. Mmm. It's perfect. And it's not too salty. But again, if you want it saltier, you can add salt. But I like the fact that the bacon has salt and the bacon grease. And I'm just going to let this keep cooking until this gets done. Let's see these potatoes. Let's check these out. Oops. They're sliding. Here we go. See that? They're getting there. So just let this keep boiling. Let this keep simmering away. I would say in 20 minutes, this pot will be completely done. And it'll be just like I like it. If you want it looser, add a little more broth or a little more cream. Okay? If you want it thicker, add a little more cheese or mix up a little more flour in some broth and pour it in there, and that's it. All right, guys? That's it. That's how you make delicious corn chowder. There is a quicker video of this that's already up. I'll make sure I repost it for you to see. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you next week, same time, same place, right here on the Chef Lorious channel, right here on the Chef Lorious page on Facebook for more Calabama cooking. Have a wonderful day. Happy New Year. When I see you guys again, it'll be 2018. OMG. Happy New Year, everybody. Well, I would say drink too much, but that might cause some sort of issue. So I'm going to say celebrate responsibly. Eat too much. Okay, guys, have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next week. Happy cooking.